Hi guys, Martin here, mcfcfantv. I'm back after my sick week, so I do apologise straight away out the shoot for not being too well last week. And thank you to Andy for stepping in and doing most of the vlogs while I've been looking after myself. Today we've got Dave, Dazzling Dave from the Wolves YouTube channel. How are you doing, Dave?
Yeah, good. Good morning, City fans. Obviously, looking forward to Monday night. Your first game of the season, wasn't it? So, your Premier League football commences again for you guys. You had a week extra break because of Europe, and they gave us 2 days. We haven't even played a practice match in pre-season.
I don't think we have. We've not played one.
It was really funny actually because Sheffield Blades had fought something like 4 or 5 pre-season games, and we literally were 2-0 up after 6 minutes. It was unbelievable. Maybe we should stop training and just play the matches.
Well, I don't know where we're going to be because we've had our manager's just arrived back because he's been in quarantine. Half the players are in quarantine because they've got COVID. It's just we're not having the great preparation at the start at the moment, but I'm sure we'll all be ready and raring to go Monday night. So, Dave, big thing, guys, if you want to subscribe to Dave's channel, which is a brilliant channel, go and have a look in the description below. There is a link below to Dave's channel, Dazzling Dave. So go there and give that a watch. It is really, really good. But Dave, Monday night, you kicked off your season, like you said, with a 2-0 great win away at Sheffield United. And I watched the game, and I've got to say, you played some good stuff. Really, really, really did impress me.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as I say, I was a bit concerned before the game. Obviously, with us being in Europe as well, massively long season. I think we're the only Premier League team that's played 2 competitive matches in the same season, a year apart in 2 Julys. Because obviously we started the qualifiers in the Europa League in July last year, and we were still playing competitive football July the following year. It was a long season. Obviously, then they've had eventually got knocked out to Sevilla in the quarterfinals of the Europa. Late goal. They deserved it, to be fair. They outclassed us, but they only had 1 shot on target and went in. And then we've had 2 or 3 weeks off. Then we've had the internationals, like you guys. So we've had quite a lot of players away with Portugal. Traore went with Spain, but he didn't play. Connor Cody got his call up, didn't he, for England, which was fantastic. We were chuffed about that. They've come back, and we've had 3 or 4 days training, and we're straight into another match. But weirdly, we don't normally do first half. We don't normally score before the 40th minute. We were 2-0 up after 6 minutes, and I think it's the first time that in the Premier League, in the opening match of the season, that a team has scored 2 goals in the first 6 minutes in the opening game. But that's the stat I was given.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. We've started well, 2-0 up. When we go in front, we don't lose many, and we did fade in the second half. I think match fitness, and they hit the post, but we hit the post twice as well, so we could have scored more actually. And it was a really good win because I was looking at the opening two fixtures thinking we easily 0 points after two games. Sheffield away at Bramall Lane, and then us playing, fantastic team, which is City. And so we got 3 points. It took us 6 games to get to 3 points last year. So quite happy.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go into some of the comments because reading some of we're not really confident. There's a lot of concerned Manchester City fans right now. I'm just getting some hellos. Where's that one gone? Here it is. Sam Elliott says, "All right, Dave, looking pretty dazzling, mate."
I know it's a strange channel name. 3 years ago, just for interest, randomly decided to vlog a game at Wolves. I thought I'll put it up on YouTube, and thought, I often say razzle dazzle, so I just put Dazzling Dave. Didn't think I'd do more than one video, and then had a load of people saying, "Can you do another one?" It's kind of stuck. So that's the reason why.
Hey, I think it's a great name. I think it's a great name and a great channel. Guys, go over there and give that a watch. It is really, really good. But as I said, the description is below if you want to go and have a look. Blues. I mean, going off there, look at something like I'm not confident going into the game because of our unavailable players. Now, I know. Have you got what are your injury lists? Because has Jota gone now? That's
the thing, isn't it? I mean, he turned up at the stadium on Thursday night for the dreadful performance against Stoke, and then went straight home. And we're all speculating what's going on. Has he had a stroke because he's not in the team? Not like Jota, he's got good attitude. His missus is pregnant, just announced that they found out that they've done a baby show, he's having a baby boy. Or is there something going on with the transfers? Well, as it turns out, Liverpool have made a bid for 45 million. Bearing in mind, we bought Jota for 12 million. 45 million's fantastic price to get in terms of like good business. We've also Jota hasn't been starting that much towards the end of last season. He only had 1 assist, scored 7 goals. He's great. He's very attacking minded. But if we were to let one go of Jota, Traore, Jimenez, or Neves, and if 45 million, I'd probably pick Jota. We've got Neto anyway, who's basically Jota's replacement, and Daniel Podence that we got from Olympiacos. We've just got that Fabio Silva. So we've got a lot of attacking options, and Neto basically is a younger version of Jota. So he's very similar. So I think that's the reason why we're letting him go. I'm sad to see him go. Been there from when we're in the Championship, but £45 million, that's £33 million profit on a player we bought 3 years ago. That's good business, isn't it?
Yeah, that is tremendous business. Well, which leads me on to the next question. How would you rate your transfer window, your summer? Well, it's not really a summer, is it? So
not really.
I don't know.
How would we rate it? Well, if you'd have asked Wolves fans 2 weeks ago, they were tearing their hair out. We were the last team to actually make a transfer. We just sold Doherty to Tottenham for just over 13 million, which we thought was very low. We've got no right wing back. He links up so well. They were really very, very stressed, shall we say, because in this league, if you don't improve, you go backwards. But then we bought it. They've spent 35 million on this young, apparently the next Ronaldo. Fabio Silva is 18. He's had a buyout clause of 120 million at Porto. Porto needed to sell because of to balance the books for FFP. I think Uncle George Mendes got involved and said, "Do you want him?" He isn't one of his clients, but I think he helped. And they've gone, "Yeah, we'll have him." 35 million for an 18-year-old is a lot of money for an 18-year-old. But if he's half as good as what they say he is, then his value is only going to increase. And with Raul Jimenez, our only really major forward, and we don't really operate without him, he's kind of like the heir to Jimenez, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I don't think he'll be starting that many games, but I do think he will be coming off. And Jimenez was run ragged last year, he was dead at the end of the year. So we have someone to bring on in replacement for Jimenez. We've got that Vitenda, again from Porto. He's basically supposed to be the next Moutinho. And Moutinho, I can't believe we got him for 5 million. I mean, he's like the second most capped player for Portugal. And then we've got the Marcel, who basically played for Lyon in the Champions League semi-final. He played both legs against Juventus. So he's at left wing back, and he played against Sheffield. He looks solid. So we're a lot happier. We still need a right wing back. You know, that's the weak link, massive, because Traore playing there, great going forward, but he's not great defensively. And him playing right wing back, you lose the offensive side of him, and we're weak on the defensive side. So it's a big issue for Wolves, that.
Well, one of our contributors, Shadow Rundown, he was a regular. Good morning, Shadow. Wants to ask you, how was the loss to Stoke?
Well, we were talking about this, wasn't we? We were absolutely dreadful. Absolutely. If you watch my reaction video, tepid, I'd describe it as. We did make changes. We brought a few of the younger lads in. No excuse. We should have beat Stoke. We controlled the possession. Stoke literally parked the bus for 90 minutes. I mean, Stoke, their first two games, no goals for, no goals against. It was the 85th minute. They were just playing for one chance. They took it. Keeper should have saved it. Fabio Silva missed an open goal from 1 yard. He did start, but he was snatching. I think he was just trying too hard. And we were poor, very poor. So disappointed because, Carabao, next round we'd have had Gillingham. Then we got Villa. If we got through that, it was a chance to go and win some silverware. We'll have to concentrate on the FA Cup because we won't win the Premier League. So we need some silverware at Molineux. It's been a long time.
Yeah, well, before I go into the next question, you'll probably gauge the reaction of some City fans and some of the comments I'm about to read out, because you would think at the moment we're about to get relegated. We've got no players. We're at the end of it. We were talking about this off air, weren't we? About my opinion on it. But, I mean, I'll just go into it. Blues, come on. You've got to stay positive, guys. Cheddar, going to Wolves without Laporte is frightening. Warren Smith, as much as I don't want to admit it, considering we'll probably have Hakeem Stones at centre-back, Wolves will probably do us once again. Steve Lecoq says, Wolves are a good side. So I've got a fly in the middle of my head. Wolves are a good side. Not many will take 3 points from their good early test for City. And it basically, Sir Alan, our defence can't handle the Wolves' attack. And then we've got a super chat. Thank you very much, Sir Alan. We can't handle Wolves' attackers. Please don't play Otamendi. Has he gone yet? I think you can see, Dave, City fans are not very confident right now because, as I said, we've had no pre-season. Our manager's just waltzed back from quarantine, and we've not signed a replacement for company yet. So apparently the whole world's coming down.
Take a positive, though, because we hadn't had a pre-season and we were 2-0 up after 6 minutes. And I could understand, City fans. I mean, Wolves, even going back to the Championship, when we played you in the Carabao, I think it was the Carabao again, and we took you to extra time, and we had something like 3 one-on-ones to win the game, and you were killing, you were destroying everyone. We shut you out. I think it was the first team to shut you out for a long time, and then obviously we won you in the final of the Asia Trophy, and then the away victory last year, Traore scoring 2 goals, almost identical, and then obviously winning. Obviously, coming back. I know granted you were down to 10 men in the Molineux fixture, a fantastic game. I can understand why you'd probably be concerned because, Wolves seem to have seem to be a bogey team for some reason.
Traore is our. For some reason, Traore just ups his game with us. And he just runs at us, and we can't handle him. We cannot handle him.
He is tricky, and I think with Jota going, Jimenez and Jota linked up very, very well. And then you could bring Traore on and late in the game, and we've got that out ball. We've got the players to be able to play that out ball when you're having that high line pushing up, and then he plays it through, and you got done twice like that. I would expect Nuno played 3-4-3 against Sheffield, which I was surprised. But the last few times against City, we've gone 3-5-2. Basically, Wolves know that City are probably going to have more possession. We're happy with that. Let you press and then try and hit you fast on the counter. And I would expect it'll be the same sort of tactic again. I can't see us opening up too much. But if Wolves love teams that try and play against us. Stoke literally sat back and didn't give us any room, and we were dreadful. With the teams that play football and let us open up, that's when we're most dangerous. So, I wouldn't be too stressed, City fans. I've got you down as winning the league this year, personally, on my thing.
I'm going to be honest, I'm quite shocked at the minute. I mean, the thing is, I think what it was because Aguero got announced, he was out for 2 months as well now. So I think with Aguero out for 2 months and there's no Laporte, and I think everyone's just hit the panic button and gone, we're going to one of our hardest games of the season. But, which leads me on, how are you viewing Monday night? How are you feeling with it all?
I'm feeling a lot better about Monday night after beating the Blades, because we've got 3 points on the board. And also, strangely enough, the fact that we were absolutely dreadful against Stoke, probably Nuno will have words about that. They'll be up for the City game. If we get a point and we get a draw at home, which is probably what I think I'm going to go for a 1-1 or a 2-2, because I think there'll be goals in it, because both teams can score. I'll be happy with the point. 4 points from against Blades away and City at home would be a good start for us. If we were to lose the game, everyone's going to go, well, it's against Man City, one of the best footballing teams in Europe. And if we win the game, we just go, well, we've just beat City again. It's just par for the course. But a draw, I'll be happy with a draw. And I don't think City fans would be too unhappy if you drew the game. Although your partner in crime on the Man City fan channel, and guys, make sure you watch my preview when it goes up later. He's predicted a 3-1. He said it's going to be a close game, but City are going to win 3-1. That don't sound that close to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Andy does like to do it. It's a close game, but we'll win 5-0. He does like to say things, but no. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You'll see my prediction. My scoreline's not too far off that. I think what Andy means is, it's going to be a close game and it'll be a 3-1. I think he means we'll get the goals at the right time, but it won't be a sort of whitewash is what you think 3 or 4-1 generally is.
Yeah.
I think he goes, oh yeah, he's back. Okay, I'll go for 5-1. Is that close enough? Oh, he loves it. He loves it. Oh, got another super chat off Alan. 3 transfer windows without signing a replacement for Company is a shambles. Alan is not very happy we've not replaced Company yet. That's the crux of it. I do thank you for your super chats, Alan, but let's have a bit of positivity now. Come on.
I think Alan does have a fair point, to be honest. I think Company.
Oh, he does, yeah.
He was a leader, wasn't he, as well? Big leader, positional play, and you losing him out the side and that experience, I think it has an effect. And but how do you replace someone like Company? How many, unless you get a Van Dijk, someone like that, on that sort of level, he was world class Company, and very experienced, as I say, a leader. So Alan is correct.
I think they're trying to get Koulibaly. We've been linked with Diego Carlos. We've been linked with Jimenez. So we are trying to get that world class centre back in. The problem is, with what people got to start realising, when City knock on the door, 20 million goes on to the asking price.
Absolutely.
As soon as we knock on any door, it's Man. People got to remember, if it's Man United, Man City, one of the big boys, 20 million goes straight on. It's like having the English premium plus the top 4 premium that goes onto it, and it's not great. But and I think City, if City have a price in mind for a player, they won't go above that. They just will not go above that, and they will walk away from deals. They walked away from many deals in the past because the price isn't right. And
you have to do that in this day and age, otherwise you end up paying over the odds, don't you?
Well, what City fans have got to remember is when we first got taken over in a way, we had to go hell for leather, and we were buying over the odds for players. We were giving them silly wages, silly fees, because we had to catch up. And now we just can't do it. You got to remember, we've just come out of a UEFA court case, so we can't afford to go back with UEFA again. So, we've just got to be careful at this point, because UEFA will still be watching us.
There will be, yeah. I mean, they're tight on everyone, isn't there? They're tight on everyone. But it was a stressful time for City fans. But you won in the end, so that's the main thing.
Oh, that was probably one of the best days of my life. Rob from Melbourne Wolves says, hello, Dave.
Hey, Rob. How you doing, mate?
Carl, I forgot it. We need a striker before Aguero's injury problems too. We do, and we'll go into that more this evening, guys. I promise you all. Let's have a look. I'm just seeing, is there any questions for you, Dave, before I move on to my next one? So I don't think we'll sign anyone else. That's, apart from the Napoli. Right, so Dave, let's go. I don't think there's any questions for you guys. If there is any questions for Dave, get them in the comments, because I am coming back tonight. We'll go through transfers and the season predictions for us tonight. This is mainly a Wolves preview. We haven't got Dave for long, so I do apologise. So let's continue with the Wolves preview. So Dave, for Manchester City, obviously Aguero's out, Laporte's out, you've heard. Who are the players you're worried about then from our team?
Well, I think De Bruyne in it. De Bruyne, Sterling. But De Bruyne, I don't think he played the last game against us, or he came off, didn't he, and stuff like that. I think De Bruyne if he's on it, he's really, he makes it tick. So I think De Bruyne and Sterling, when he's on, I mean, he scored so many goals. He's very tricky. But, I mean, you look at the City team and you just go across the whole team, and it's just world-class, pretty quality across the whole side, really. So, but, yeah, if I was going to pick one, I'll go De Bruyne.
Well, Carl Blundell, our Evertonian on the channel, says, Dave, how much would it hurt if Wolves lost Adama or Jimenez? I think Jimenez was linked with us.
Yeah, I mean, Jimenez more than Traore, to be honest. I mean, Adama's improved immensely. I mean, he's had one good season. He's been a bit of a journeyman. Nuno's got hold of him, and he's, with the year before he was rubbish, but he's kept patience with him. They've actually slowed him down. They've worked on slowing him down because he's that fast. They said you don't need to run that fast. Just take a bit off the time and think about what you're doing. And they've worked on a lot of that. He's a lot stronger, more confidence. Obviously, the beliefs in him, and I think the confidence has come through. Whereas Jimenez, he's the complete striker. He heads the ball. He can volley. He's got an eye for goal. He holds the ball up. He's got the tricks and flicks. He brings people in. Without him, we don't work, I don't think. If Jimenez is out, so out of Traore and Jimenez, if we were going to lose one, I would say, it'd be Traore. But the value of Traore and Jimenez are both about 80 million now. And I know Juventus was looking around at Jimenez as well, but they can't afford to buy him at the moment. So if we keep hold, like I said at the beginning, we're losing Jota, 45 million, but we keep hold of the likes of Neves, Jimenez and Traore, and we hopefully can strengthen that right wing back position. For us, if we can 2 7th place finishes, and we got more points last year, if we can push, I'm saying Wolves could get into the top 5 this year. We could have got top 4 last year, but we faded a little bit. It caught up with us the season, the amount of games. Bearing in mind, we haven't got the amount of games that we played last year. I mean, we played, with Europa. And I think there's 1 year not to be in Europe. It's this year because you can't travel and watch them anyway. So hopefully we'll get back into Europe for the following year. But I'm hoping Wolves can break into the top 6, top 5 this year, depending on if we keep hold of the likes of Traore and Jimenez, and we're getting a real top quality right wing back to replace Doherty, because that's where we're concerned about at the moment. That's our weakness.
Yeah. Well, I've got to say, you just made an absolute great point there, Dave. If there is a season right now not to be in Europe, this is it. Because people haven't really had a pre-season.
Yeah.
There's going to be injuries. As sure as anything, there will be injuries to big players very quickly this season due to not having pre-season and having this very quick turnaround. And also, the games are going to be coming thick and fast. We found out we've got at the moment where we've got Gabriel Jesus, where he's going to have to play, I think, 5 games in 13 days or something stupid like that. So we're going to end up having to go with a false 9 at some point, because Gabriel Jesus will not be able to go 5 games in 13 days. Just will not be able to do it.
Really, isn't it? Yeah.
No. So I think that's a great point. Shadow Rundown wants to know, Dave, how many more years do you think you will keep Nuno for? Great question.
Well, at least 3, because he's just signed a new 3-year contract last week, worth £4.5 million a year. The thing is with Nuno, I know a lot of people think, oh yeah, Nuno will go to a bigger club or whatever. I don't like the term bigger club, because Wolves are a big club. We're massive historically in the 50s and 60s, the pioneers of European football. We've just been sleeping for 40 odd years, and we've got like over 12,000 on the waiting list for season tickets now. They want to expand the stadium. That's part of the plan to grow the Wolves brand. Wolves, actually, there was a stat that came out that Wolves are now the 19th biggest football brand in the world.
Wow.
We've got the biggest increase in following on social media in the last 12 months. It's all Fosun, our owners, are worth, there's 4 of them. Each of them are worth 4 or 5 billion each. They've got the money. We just can't spend it because of FFP, as you say. We can't, when Chelsea came and bought the league, and they could just, Bramidge's put out. You can't do that anymore. So you have to build slowly. Wolves and the Fosun's owners, their 10-year plan, and we're in year 4, is to win the Premier League and become one of the top teams in Europe and in the world, and that's part of the brand. So Nuno's very, very invested in this project. He's really invested. He's totally loved and adored by the Wolves fans. Bearing in mind he was a reserve keeper, pretty much. He's probably never had this amount of adulation anywhere. He's very focused in the project, and as long as we keep backing him, like for example, the training ground's fantastic now, and when he wants something, he gets it. He pretty much makes the calls in conjunction with the chairman, Jeff Shee, and other people on players that come and go. He's got pretty much full control, and he's got his own team. He wouldn't necessarily get that anywhere else. So as long as we match his ambitions and they keep backing him, we'll keep him. If we keep progressing, the second they don't, that's when he'll probably look to go. So I'd say at least 3 years. He said it's a new cycle. So, I think we're in a bit of a transitional period at the moment as well, from selling the likes of Doherty and Jota. They're slowly trying to upgrade the squad. But he does like a small squad. We've only got 18, 20 players.
It'd be no good at Man City then, because Man City don't have a small squad.
No, exactly. Well, that's how he goes. He doesn't like players to be on the periphery, not getting game time, not being part of it. He likes a team that are fully together as one unit, one family. And then if he needs to dip into our under-23s, because we've invested a lot into the under-23s as well, he will bring an under-23 through and tap into them as and when it's needed. And it's worked so far. So you've got to believe in the process. But I'll to answer the question, not for the next 3 years.
There you go.
That was a long answer, wasn't it?
No, absolutely fine, mate. We love it. Blue Out, welcome day. I think you've already answered this. Where are you hoping Wolves will finish this season?
Well, if we improve on 7th place, that would be progress. We got more points last year. So top 5, top 6, top 5. That's what I hope for. And an FA Cup final. Thank you very much. My dad's 83. If you go watch my channel, my dad's on there. He's 83. He's hilarious. People love him, and he's wanted to go to for the last 40 years to an FA Cup final to sing "Abide with Me" with me, and that will be an emotional day. And don't forget, we got within 60 seconds of an FA Cup final. And then we let Watford get through and you tanked them 6-0. And we were laughing at that because we were all Man City fans that day because we wanted Man City to win so we could get Europe. And do you know what? If we'd have got to the final, we would have given you a lot better game than Watford. It would have been.
No doubt. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think it'd have mattered who would have got in the final. That was our quadruple winning year, and I think no matter what, I don't think anyone would have stopped us.
I don't say we'd have won the final. It would have been great to be in the final, but I think we would have conceded 6.
I tell you what, you'd have given us a far better game.
Yeah.
Far better game. And it sounds, every time we played Watford, we seem to put 6, 7, 8 past them. We just...
I bet you're saying you're not playing them this year then?
Well, I'm hoping someone takes the place, Might be Monday night yet, you don't know.
Can you make it West Bromwich Albion, please?
Try our best. We will try our best for you. When I'm going to go into, I've got one more question, and then I want to get your lineup for Monday. Your lineup. Then I'll give you my lineup, and then we'll each give our score predictions. So if you want to go ahead now, your lineup for Monday night.
Oh, right, okay. Well, Patricio, Bolly, Cody, Sois at the back. I think he'll go 3 in the middle. So it'll be Dendoncker, Neves, Moutinho. Left wing back will be Marcel, the new guy that we've got in. Right wing back, I don't know. He might again play Traore at right wing back, which if he does is good news for you because. I can't see how else he can play there really because Johnny Otto's out long-term injured as well. So we've lost both our wing backs from last year. Up front, Jimenez and probably Neto. He would have gone with Jota, but he might also start Traore up front as well and play Oscar Burr. But Oscar Burr's a very young lad. To risk against that City attack. You get away with it against middle table teams, but against a team like City, I am concerned about that right wing back position as being exposed. But there or thereabouts, that's where I expect the team to be. Yeah.
Well, Dan Wayne says tough game on Monday. Wolves was our bogey team last season. Definitely. Think we'll win 2-0 on Monday. Well, my starting lineup is obviously going to be Ederson in goal. I am going for Kyle Walker at right back. We're going to play back 4, I think. I think Nathan Ake will make his debut alongside John Stones, which is not... If anyone watches this channel, you know I'm not a John Stones fan. I'm just not. But I think he'll come in on Monday night. I think we'll play Mendy at left back. I think Rodri will be the holder. And then I think he'll play KDB, Phil Foden, and Bernardo Silva with Torres, Jesus, and Sterling as the front 3. I think he'll play both debuts. I think he'll give both players debuts on Monday night, and I can't wait to see Torres. Torres excites me, really, really excites me, and I can't wait to see that.
Strong lineup, and it doesn't matter who you play. City's got a strong lineup, really.
Well, I've just read that out, and everyone's going, well, transfer window, and I'm like, that's not a bad lineup. Apart from maybe John Stones, who had maybe swapped. Obviously, you would if you get a Jimenez or a Koulibaly or whoever. But yeah, that's a strong lineup, definitely. I just can't. It does sound really weird now.
Prediction then?
Pardon?
What's your score prediction?
I'm going 3-1 to Man City.
All right, another close 3-1 win.
No,
you agree with your partner in crime?
Yeah, I'm saying 3-1, but I think, and the only reason I'm saying 3-1 is because I think that they've got to come out and prove something this year. from the off.
I think it can go I think it can go one or two ways for you. You could come out like Wolves did with no pre-season and be absolutely fantastic, or you could be caught cold.
If we come out cold,
yeah,
we could be 6 points behind Liverpool before we've even got going out the traps. We've got to remember that we're going to be 6 points behind Liverpool before we come out the shops on Monday night. You know, we're not saying we don't know what's going to happen with Liverpool, Chelsea. We don't. You know, thankfully that's two of our rivals going against each other. But we don't want to open up a gap because we've seen last season it doesn't work when you open a gap up.
I think it's going to be a lot closer. It'll be a lot closer this year. As I say, I personally, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on this channel, I've got City this year to win the league. That's my. I think City will win the league this year. I think it's very hard for Liverpool to do it twice.
What makes you think that, Dave?
I don't know, just a gut feeling. I just think Liverpool was a procession last year, and I think Pep, you know, is a great manager. It's going to be a lot closer. I don't know. I just have this. I think Chelsea, if they've strengthened the defence, will be strong. Tottenham will be pushing. United, since Bruno Fernandes has been there, you know, they've improved. But I just think City with the experience and the squad, and if you're like some of you guys are saying, if you bring in an extra couple of guys in, which you will do, I think you'll be there or thereabouts. Personally,
well, someone did mention in the comments Jimenez for Aguero replacement.
I thought you wanted Jimenez playing at your central defence. You've mentioned it twice.
Listen. So the guy I want's Koulibaly. I've not lied on this channel. From day one, I've said I wanted Kadu Koulibaly. Now, the trouble is with Koulibaly is we're dealing with a president in Napoli who keeps upping the price every 5 minutes. So
there's a long way to go. I would anticipate that there's going to be movement. Obviously, in that last week, running up to the 5th, there's going to be a lot happen. Obviously, one domino falls somewhere else, it opens up.
Exactly.
Elsewhere. So people at this sort of time of the season in the transfer window, they're playing poker, aren't they, with each other? But at some point, something has to give. The selling side, if they want to sell, I mean, that's the reason we've managed to pick these players off Porto, is because they need the money for FFP. And Benfica, don't forget as well, they've just got knocked out to the Champions League or the Europa League as well, haven't they? So there will be incomings for City. They just got to sit tight. Believe me, as a Wolves fan, we were tearing our hair out 2 weeks ago because we were the last team to buy anyone. We are feeling a little bit better, but we still need at least another 2. So 5th of October, if you haven't bought anyone in by then have a real good moan. But
don't get me wrong.
You should be able to play anyone and it'd still be good enough.
The 5th of October, I will have my moan if we don't buy a centre back. Don't you worry, I will have my moan. But right now, there's still 2 weeks left. There's still 2 weeks, but everyone's gone for 3-1.
3-1. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I love it when we go into a game as underdogs. That's how we like it. I expect you to have 65 to 70% possession.
Oh yeah. That goes.
That shadow.
Yeah,
we're happy with that.
AMTV's got 4-1, so everyone's dead confident all of a sudden now. Which
that's me. I've installed this positivity. You're all playing it down. Don't worry, we're not going. We're rubbish against Stoke. Don't worry, Mr. Pep.
Cal Buxton's gone 2-0 to Wolves, I'm afraid. So he's gone for you winning.
Well, it could happen, but lightning to strike.
Of course it could.
Lightning striking twice doesn't happen a lot. Lightning striking 3 times in a row in the league, or 4 times with the Asia Trophy. I mean, for that to happen, for us to come out on top against City 3 to 4 times in a row would be unbelievable, really.
The Asia Trophy was a friendly give over.
Yeah, but Champions of Asia, you'll never sing that.
No, we won't. I'm afraid we won't.
That's funny, that is. That's one of them.
Have you got any questions you want to ask us or any of us, Dave, while you are on? From you and from your subscribers, where do you expect Wolves to finish this season? I think you'll finish if you have a really, really good start in the first 10 games, I think you could do top 4. I think you could finish
If
4th.
we did that, we'd be over the moon.
I think you really could push for 4th place. I don't think you can do top 3 because I think they're just too strong. The top 3 with us, Liverpool, Chelsea, just too strong. But I think you can overhaul, the rags down the road for us quite easily. But I'd say 4th, maybe 5th. But I'd say 4th or 5th. Definitely.
That's why I'm saying if we can get top 6, 6th or 5th, if we got top 4, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, so see what's wrong.
It's very difficult to break into that top 6.
Yeah,
let alone top 4.
Jim's Firestorms, he's gone 6th. Hi, my name's La Fleury, says 5th. Danny BA8, I reckon Wolves will get 8th, 7th, or 6th.
See, Danny's doing spread betting there. You see what he's doing? It's spread betting.
Ruben, hang on. Lancow's gone 7th to 5th. They've got their all spread betting now. Rubito, one of our mods. I think Wolves could finish in the top 6 or better. So everyone's going top 6 or 7.
I think that's a sign of. I've got to tell you guys a story because you're going to love this before we finish. Where I work, one of my regional offices in Manchester, and the majority of them are Man United fans, funnily enough. There's a few City fans in there. But the Man United fans, when Ferguson took over Wolves a few years ago, I said to them, we're coming for you, banter like. We're going to be pushing for Europe top 6, top 4 in 2 or 3 years' time. And they laughed. They took the mick out of me for 2 years. We got promoted. They've still taken the mick. The day Wolves played, it was on the BBC. You probably watched it as City fans, the quarter-final of the FA Cup at Molineux. A lot of you would have watched it, supporting us, I would imagine, that day. Wolves knocking United out 2-1. Fantastic night. We played immense. Jota scored that night as well. I had a regional meeting the next day in Manchester. I took my Wolves scarf with me. I walked into the office and I went, you ain't laughing now. And all of them were just like, fair play. It was a good moment. And just for you guys, because I know that obviously United, your big rivals and stuff like that, just soak that in and imagine their faces when I walked in with that. That was a pleasant moment, I can tell you.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. We have banter with them now, but they're not in our league anymore. Well,
you've without shadow of a doubt, you've overtaken them, 100%.
Hey, as a joke, listen, I'm a City fan who know how big they are. I know that. But I took 20 years of grief from them, and now it's great to give it back and tell you.
Absolutely. It's great. That's what it's all about, isn't it? And that's what I was getting. They were like little old Wolves. You're not gonna. It's like you don't understand. Wolves historically are a big club. We've just been mismanaged. We've had a few false storms, but this time we've got owners with ambition, and they've got the money to back it up. And if we get the right management and coach and infrastructure, and obviously we are lucky that we got Mendes' connections as well. That's helped us. We've done really well. We've got a long way to go to be on the level of City. But you guys, that's where we aspire to be, going head to head for the title, in that group of 3, 4, 5 teams every year. But we're still short of that. But it takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. It does. I mean, Blue Art says, but it Wolves will finish pushing for the Champions League place. Good results against top sides, but less committed against the pit bulls in the league, 5th or 6th. So, I mean, everyone really does think you are going to be up there, Dave. They all think you are going to be up there, buddy.
And I think that's a sign of how people have changed their opinion on Wolves over the last couple of years, because we've, they've 1-year wonders, 2nd-year syndrome, seen what we've done in the Europa and, the games that we've played. And I think people now, even the media, are starting to think of Wolves as a top half team at least, rather than relegation fodder every year. And, that's great for us that, people respect our team now. And, when they think about Wolves, playing Wolves, they think that's a tough game. Whereas maybe initially it was like, well, that's an easy 3 points. Well, it ain't an easy 3 points. If you get the 3 points off Wolves, you've done well.
You've done well, yeah. And I'll tell you what, you've been in the game as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, everyone looks at Wolves and they think that's a game where, say that Liverpool were going there and we were challenging and Liverpool were going to Molineux, we'd all look at it and go, that's the place Liverpool could drop.
I'll tell you what, Liverpool got lucky against us twice last year. We had a goal disallowed for a thumbnail. VAR. We lost. We would have been top 4 last year if it wasn't for losing 7 points from VAR. Nightmare.
Don't talk to us about VAR. VAR just.
Oh, I know.
Unless you're Liverpool or Man United, VAR don't.
Can you imagine that we were at Anfield? We scored. We were going mad. Neto scored his first goal on his knees to the bench, and then you go checking for offside. 4 minutes. My view on it on offside and VAR, if it's a clear and obvious error, you should be able to look at it in the first 40 seconds and make a decision. If you can't make a decision on it, looking at it in 40 seconds, it ain't clear and obvious. So it frustrates the hell out of me. And we lost so many points last year for that. And if we hadn't lost those points, we would have been top 5, top 4. But that's what the era that we're in at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. So it's. I mean, I'm glad now they're going to be able to use the pitch side monitors. But let's see if
that's positive.
Let's see if they use them now.
That's what, yeah. And also the handball thing. Also, the thing is better. That's improved in the tolerance. So we'll see how it pans out this year. Hopefully they've learned a bit and it's a bit better, but it's here to stay, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. Have you got any more questions, Dave?
No, all I would say is thanks for inviting me to be on your channel and talk to the guys and stuff. And as I say, I will be doing putting up later a match preview for the City game where we've got your partner in crime giving his thoughts as well. I'll have a couple of Wolves fans predictions. My dad will be on there on a video call giving his predictions. He's hilarious. And I will be doing a watch along for the City match against Wolves as well on the actual game. So, we have a load of fans from all sorts of teams on that. But all I can say is I hope you've enjoyed me being on.
Yeah, I mean, you've been amazing, Dave. Thank you so much.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for you've done nearly 50 minutes when we only said half an hour at the beginning. And it just tells you,
hasn't it?
Yeah, once you get talking.
And everyone's been so nice as well. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, like Sean says, nice to meet you, Dave. And
you, Sean, and all the guys, thank you very much.
But thank you to everyone. Guys, I've got a big thank you today, Dazzling Dave. Go over, check out his YouTube channel. The description is below. Oh, his YouTube channel link is in the description below, I should say. You can tell I've had a week off. But guys, thank you so much. Don't forget, we are back this evening at 9 o'clock with our Premier League prediction and preview to the whole season, where we'll have a few guests and then we'll get into the transfers, because loads of you ask questions about transfers. I will answer them all this evening, I promise you. And then tomorrow, the Empty Seat Show is back with a very special guest, which you'll only find out when you come live with us tomorrow. And then Monday, a live watch along of Wolves. City open their account at Wolves, and then we'll have live reaction with you all afterwards as well. So what's left for me to do? Big thank you to Dave. Have a great season. I hope it starts or becomes a great season after Monday night. I will be honest,
Yeah, I will see you I'll probably see you at the return fixture as well.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll have you back on for the
thanks,
return picture.
Partner in crime for sending his 2 minutes included in my match preview for later.
He will do. Well, Rubito, Dazzling Dave, pleasure returning you, mate. Thanks very much for being here. Hope Dave gets to sing about me alongside us, mate. Cheers, Dave. Don't forget to give us a wave at the FA Cup final.
Let's hope it's City versus Wolves. That would be great.
Yeah. Nice meeting you, Dave. Hopefully Everton beat you. Cal Blundell's an Evertonian we have on the channel.
You know what? I've got a couple of Evertonian fans that come on to my stuff as well, and always good lads. the Everton lads.
You know what? One of our Leeds fans. Nice to meet you, Dave. I'll subscribe. There you go.
That's nice, Noah. Thank you.
Before tonight, I might go to Dazzling Dave YouTube and watch the preview. Yeah, then make sure you get back here, though, Sean. Don't, you know.
It'll be up before 9 o'clock. Don't worry. It'll be
there you go.
So I won't. It'll go up well before 9 o'clock.
Cheers, Dave. Hope to see you at the Etihad later in the season if there's fans back.
That would be amazing.
It would be. I think we all just want to get back. Great preview. Good luck for the season to Wolves. Just not on Monday.
Fair play.
But guys, thank you so much. Big thank you to Dave. City against Wolves. It's gonna be an absolute great game. I can just tell. But guys, thank you so much. I am back. I apologize. I've not been well, as you know, but I'm now back, and I will see you at 9 o'clock this evening for our Premier League preview. Thanks to Dave.
Cheers, everyone.
And as always, up the Blues. See you later, guys.